right, y'all. Let's do this thing. Oh, I could use a little light tune up here. First time chat. I appreciate you being here, Piyush. How's it going today? Hey Ben, welcome back to the stream. Oh no, look at that. There's some Z-index issues. Oh well. Uh, oh, dang Ben. Nice gift sub there. I appreciate it. That means that you now have all of our lovely emotes available for use across the Twitch platform. So feel free to make use of Pixel, our lovely little unicorn mascot there. He's a good friend of mine. A lot of good stuff. We used to feed him regularly on the stream. My camera is super blurry, which is making me sad. I'm gonna see if I can adjust my lighting and maybe make this a little better before we dive in here. All right, tell you what, we're gonna do the old school trick. Let's see. A little better. Now the lights are too bright, but we're going to be doing some fun Dusty domain stuff today. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We were going to do this on Tuesday, and we were going to have a whole bunch already done. And then my power went out 10 minutes into the stream. It was turning out to be a great stream too. I really enjoyed where we were getting to. Unfortunately, my power didn't come back on until like 6 o'clock that night. So I lit a fire, had no internet, and did my best to stay warm on a chilly Michigan afternoon. So yeah, on Tuesday before the stream, I did a poll. I had 3 submissions to people who were asking me to build a domain for Netlify's Dusty.domains challenge. It's a challenge where they're giving actually a decent bit of money to charity with some partners for every domain that's getting that gets used, that you theoretically have had for a long time. For me, I'm actually very, very strict about how I keep my domains, and if I haven't used a domain, I don't let it auto renew. So I don't have any Dusty domains. So I put it out there. Come help me. Come give me some ideas. And a few people gave me some ideas, and I'm gonna give $3 to one of the charities. I'm actually probably gonna give like $20, $40, something like that. I was expecting to get a little bit more out of it. But one of them was Corpulent Mushroom. And actually, all 3 were corpulentmushrooms.com from my coworker Chuck, webxray.xyz, and Times Up, all from various people on Twitter. So put out a poll, and the 8 people that participated in the poll, 80% of them, I think, chose Corpulent Mushroom. So we're gonna build that today. I'm gonna build it using Eleventy and I think Slinkity, so I can use some React stuff inside of Eleventy, and because I'm lazy and that helps me. Yeah, Ben, the power was out, and it was out for a while. We had really a lot of wind that day. I was almost worried that you'd be able to hear the wind on the stream. That's how loud it was. And it took down a tree. I have a forest in my backyard, and across one of the other roads, it landed on a transformer. And I'm good luck when it comes to this sort of thing. Yesterday, Ben and I both took part in the Eleventy meetup, and there were technical issues. And at Jamstack I was going to do a Learn with Jason, and they had a bird run into a transformer. So I think the common factor there is me. Anyway, I had an idea around Corpulent Mushrooms that I'm going to see if I can knock out. And the idea is going to be, we'll do a mushroom shape on the page, and we'll probably just do it in a div with some CSS or maybe a couple divs, and then have maybe some spots on it, and then have the ability to choose like a mushroom cap color and a spot color. And then we'll use Eleventy serverless and serverless routes to basically create those pages on the fly and save them in the cache with Netlify's on-demand builders. That's where my head's at right now. We'll see how it kind of takes us, but I kind of have some notes here. I'm going to try to flesh out what I'm building. So we'll need a few things. We'll need an index route, which will display the display main mushroom, and have probably 2 inputs, I'm thinking. Background color, foreground color, just to start. Form with BG color, FG color. And then when that submits, it'll submit to, I'm thinking, See, I'd love to use on-demand builders because that will make it cheaper for me, right? Because it'll allow those pages to be cached in between builds. No fungible tokens. That's what NFT stands for. No fungible tokens. Not what you'd call a cryptocurrency fan. So yeah, and fungible tokens. I actually now see the pun, so I appreciate the pun if nothing else. But yeah, so I'm debating on what we actually want this to do. I might not even have a form, but we'll see how things play out. Non-fungible tokens are, and I am not the person to ask this question of Piyush, but like they are cryptographically how you sell art on the blockchain. And I don't know what fungible means, to be honest. I'm going to throw that out there. But you own the art, you own the blockchain. I don't know. I'm a punt on it. I would Google it. There's a lot of good and bad resources about it, and it may or may not be a scam. I don't know, but we'll go from there. Yeah, no worries. You'll see it on like tech Twitter and tech sites as NFTs, NFT, non-fungible tokens. But yeah, it's over my head. I'll put that out there. So yeah, and then we'll have on a path, we'll have maybe FG color / BG color as a path, and the path will allow for us to save these in the on-demand builders on Netlify. No worries, Ben. And yeah, Web3 and NFTs and all that good stuff. Again, passingly familiar with it all. But yeah, when you get to one of these routes, we'll display a mushroom using those. Using the FG color mapped to the mushrooms spots, I guess, and the BG color mapped to the mushroom cap background. I think that's like MVP status right there. I think that gets us something that I'd be happy to put as a Dusty domain challenge. We can probably go further than it, and we'll see how that goes. But I think that's primarily where we're going to be today. So I do have a project already set up, corkballoonmushrooms.com. I haven't bought the domain yet. Again, very strict on this, right? Like I'm very strict with it all. I always want to use on-demand builder solution and have things in routes, but forms and query parameters, they're enticingly simple. And they're also, as we talked about yesterday in the 11D meetup, they're highly progressively enhanced, right? I can submit a form and go there. But what I'm thinking about doing is, see, I have to use JavaScript again, and that's fine. And honestly, to have the mushroom change on the fly, I was going to do like a React component to do it anyway. So we're going to already be in JavaScript land. But I mean, I can do both. Theoretically, I should be able to do both. And as long as JavaScript is turned on, we'll route to the path, right? And if JavaScript isn't turned on, we'll route to Slinkity is where I'm going to be on this, I think. And as long as JavaScript if JavaScript is turned off or not available, we'll have a form available, and that form will submit to the query parameters. It's a plan of sorts. Let's actually put that in here, right? So we actually won't have, so if JavaScript is available, if JS, then we won't even have a form. We'll have a mushroom. We'll have two inputs, I guess. We'll have inputs for colors, and we'll see about making a color input. That's an HTML5 input, right? And then those we'll use in our JS to generate an anchor, and that anchor will be the path with those two color choices made. And then, sorry, getting Slack messages, which means that I might actually have like work stuff. But yeah, not a problem. I should have audio notifications turned off for that, but I reinstalled Slack this morning, so not all of my settings were saved. Yeah, and then if Node.js, not Node, but if Node.js, then we'll have a form with a background color and a foreground color and a default action that will take us to /mushroom maybe with query parameters. FG color. And then that can have a link generated. We might even start there. Because that way, if JavaScript's turned off, we have what we need. And if JavaScript's turned on, yeah, this is progressive enhancement, right? That sounds good. So we'll start from the query parameters, and then we will progressively enhance into a React interface to do live mushroom editing and then live link creation to get over there. But we're ahead of ourselves. We need to set some things up here. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and get init, git checkout main. All right. And then let's add npm init y, npm install at 11d, but I'm going to need the latest beta, which I don't remember what our latest beta is. So let's see. The fun thing is, if I go to Twitter, I know what the beta is. But coming here, boo. All right, so let's do this. This is actually fun. We'll go to 11t on Twitter, and at beta 8 is what we want. Yeah, beta 8. Oh, but we need the at symbol. All right. At beta 8, and that's going to get us all the serverless function that we're basically the only reason I'm using 11d here is for the serverless function, which is really interesting, right? Because this is a static site generator, and the only static files it's actually going to generate is my index, which is kind of a fun thought. All right, so we have that. Let's get our get ignore going. I should have like some sensible defaults already, but I don't, because that just sounds like a lot of work. Node modules, we'll get rid of our site. And then whatever we end up generating with 11d, we'll need our 11d config file, which is .11d.js. This is going to module exports. There we go. And then we need to const, what is it, 11d serverless bundler plugin, I think. Let's documentation that, because that's probably not right. 11d serverless bundler plugin. I think it was right. Good job, me, but let's copy and paste to make sure. Let's see, I think it's still, I wrote bash function to spin. Oh, that's unfortunately this is gonna open off screen because it's in the same browser over here. But I'm kind of curious. I always find out new fun 11d things with you, Ben. Make directory of the name, get init, data folder, source includes folder. Nice. Build out the 11d.js. That's good. Set up your git ignore. Nice. I like it. Should totally do something along the same lines. Be gone, Twitter. All right. So what do we need? We need to use 11d config .add plugin 11d serverless bundler plugin. Thank you, GitHub Copilot. And then we pass that also a configuration object. And our configuration object is going to have a name, and we're going to call that name mushroom, I think. I think that's what I'll want. And then what's the other thing we need? We need it's not called entry. It's called functions dir. And this is going to be at, I don't think I actually need to be like this, but I'd do it anyway, at Netlify functions. And let's see, that should be all that I need to work locally. And then we'll need an index file. And we'll need a mushrooms template as well. Mushrooms, mushroom.html. All right, so our index, and you know what? Let's go ahead and new folder includes new file base dot, and we'll just do HTML and it'll be a liquid template. HTML5, corpulent mushrooms, body h1, welcome to corpulentmushrooms.com. h2, the site that lets you customize your own corpulent mushroom for sharing on the interweb. And I think, let's see, let's go ahead and get some scripts in here as well. This will be 11D serve and build. I don't want quiet, I just want 11D. All right. So npm start. And we're going to have to install Slinkity later on, but we're going to start with just plain old 11D to begin. So you can see down here we have site index being built, and we've got mushrooms index being built. I typoed my includes, so we're also having a whole bunch of those being built at the same time. All right, let's try this again. All right, let's see. That is better. Okay, yep, that's more of what we expect there, I believe. And so we should now at localhost 8080 have our site. Oh no, things have gone wrong. I have to have our, first of all, let's make sure we save that in. Don't want that to get out. And this, oh yeah, look, there's nothing here yet. We need to tell it what layout to use. And that's going to be base.html. And we're getting, oh, whoa, what's happening there? Oh, I already set this up. I already set up the serverless function. I already set up Netlify serverless, which means our get ignore needs to be updated. So we want to make sure that it's what? It's Netlify functions, mushroom, everything. And we want to be not Netlify mushrooms or mushroom index.js. There we go. And that will make 11D ignore those two for our build process. Okay, cool. All right, so now, welcome to corpulentmushrooms.com. Done. We have a corpulent mushroom. All right, so let's lay out a little bit of HTML. I could use like an SVG, but we're just going to start with this. And we need in our base template a place for this to come in. And we'll come back and refactor the base template soon. But we'll have this be our content, which means that over here in our index we could say an H3. Here's the mushroom. It's there. And then we need some HTML for our mushroom. What am I doing? Mushroom. There we go. So we need the cap, and we need the stem. Hey, look, GitHub Copilot knows what parts a mushroom has. 11D does look kind of interesting at a glance, to be honest. Could you theoretically add view 3 to it and turn it into a spa? So there's a few things along that line. Zach Leatherman, the author of 11D, the main maintainer behind it, has done a decent bit with Vue with his work at Netlify. He builds sites at Netlify, and some of the sites he's built use Vue as a templating engine. There's a plugin for that he wrote, and then he uses those same files on the front end to make to make the little bits of interactivity he needs. There's a project that's a little bit bigger called Slinkity, which we might use today. And Slinkity is going to also have other frameworks. Right now it's React only, but it falls into the islands architecture, much like an Astro.js would, that allows you to basically inside of, thanks for the follow, Duke, inside of, there's a template tag, and you'd call like React and then pass it a React file, a JS file, and then it would automatically set that up to be theoretically built at build time, but also initialized and rehydrated at runtime. So there's a lot of cool stuff. It's still like both Astro, which is not 11D, but the same principle, and Slinkity are both like super beta, super alpha at this point. But the theory is super cool, and I like it a lot. And when we get to the interactive part of building the mushrooms today, I'm going to hopefully initialize that. But we're going to start simple. So our cap will need spots, and I think I'll generate those via a background gradient if I can. Generate spots with CSS radial gradient. Can I do that? Radial gradient recipes. Thank you, CSS Tricks. Let's see what you got for us here. Anything that we can use. I thought I saw somewhere that somebody was using. What's going on here? Run. Oh, no, not helpful. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe we'll have to make some HTML. We'll start with one spot and we'll figure out what we want to do on that. All right, so inside the cap top and cap bottom, no thank you. I want a div class spot, I think. Hey, first time chatter, welcome Paul Bud. How's it going today? Hope y'all are doing well wherever you are. All right, we also need some styles. Let's start lazy, right? Let's just add styles to our base. And we'll have spot, and spot will be, what do you got for us here? Border right now, that's not what we want at all. I guess it's close, right? Border radius is actually going to be like 50%, and that's going to make it the right size. And then we'll figure out exactly how we want these to be sized later, but let's just keep them at pixel sizes. And then our mushroom cap is going to be, let's see, we'll have it be, what do you have going on here? We got background color. All right, let's try something real fast. We'll have it be like that. We'll change this to pink, and don't care about border radius. However, I think we can do 50%, was it top right, bottom left, 50%, 0, 0, 50%. So I can get a flat bottom and a curved top. Let's see. Whoa, that is not what I expected. Let's see. I mean, it's not. It shouldn't surprise me, because again, the spot shouldn't be 50%. Why is the? Oh, because these are paddings. I want width and height. Sure, that's fine for now. And then let's see. Cap is not flattened. It's flattened on the right side. So that means we want 50%, 0, 0. There we go. That's pretty much a cap. And let's go ahead and make sure this is of a certain size. Let's make sure that the max width is set to 400 pixels maybe. Let's set a min height maybe of 300 pixels. Oh, probably too big. Yeah, too big. Something like that. There we go. And then we'll position this relative, and we'll go into our spots, and let's position our spots, our spot currently. Absolute 50%. Oh no, got ahead of myself. Left 50%. Again, there are probably better ways of doing this. I'm just going fast. And top 50%. And we can increase the size maybe. This is all so we can do a little bit more of the fun stuff with 11D. And just because I'm a perfectionist and want it to be centered, we'll do transform, translate, X, negative 50%, and translate. I guess I could have done this in one call, 50%. There we go. Perfectly centered one spot on our mushroom. Probably set a max width. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's not lose any of this before we move on. Our spot is now just one spot centered. And again, like we'll probably want there to be a div surrounding it that is our spots. And again, like maybe later on we want this to be an SVG instead of HTML. But for now, we work with what we know. Our cap needs all of this nonsense. Let's see. Oh, this is caps here. There we go. And let's go ahead and make our stem. It's going to be, I don't want any border radius. No, thank you. We definitely don't want a max width of 400. We'll want a max width of, I don't know, 20, min height 160. That actually sounds pretty decent. And then it's in the wrong spot, but oh well. Well, not oh well, right? This is not an oh well kind of stream. All right, let's get rid of some basics. For making the stem proper shape clip path. Let's see. Yeah, potentially. I mean, potentially we could use clip path on it. We could use clip path on a lot of what's happening today. I mean, really, the stem is. I'm actually okay with the stem being a rectangle. More of what I might get into is making the mushroom cap kind of a fun size. So let's see. Let's get this positioned a little better here. We're all within the mushroom. Position, relative. Absolute. Bottom. 0. Left. 50%. Where'd you go? Oh, you don't actually have a height set, and that's important. Height. Something like that. Where'd you go, stem? You shouldn't be up there. Thanks, Piyush. Thanks for hanging out with us. You have a width of 0 because I have a max width set. So yeah, we actually probably need width of. Why am I doing that? We should do 20 pixels, and we don't need a max width at that point. And then right 0 or left 50%. Why is that so big? Cap is over there. Oh, because the mushroom is still that big. So we actually, let's set a max width on our mushroom as a whole. 400 pixels. Hey, Mac. Welcome back to the stream, my friend. Glad you could make it this morning. Or I think it's later on for you, if I remember correctly. But a little earlier than last time, which hopefully is better for you. All right. And then what if we did that? What do we get? We actually don't need to position it at that point, except for we might bump up from top. negative. I don't know why I've got the margin there, to be honest. And then our Z index to get behind the cap, because the stack order is a problem there. All right. What are we talking about here? We need transform, translate just X on this one, negative 50%. And let's increase the width. The stem is a little, probably more like that. Again, these are not necessarily best practices that we're doing today. Just want to make that super clear. So our stem is going to be like this now. We don't need that in there. And, oh no, auto reload got us. All right, so the cap has our max width, but we don't want that. We want our mushroom to have our max width. And we want it also to be position relative, because I don't know if we've got an absolute position thing inside of it. And then we also need to set our Z indices for our cap. Okay, we have a mushroom. A mushroom is done. So next up, we need to submit a form, right? We're going to put a form on this page. The form is going to submit to our serverless route, which we haven't fully made yet. And it's going to create the colors in here based on that. So let's see. So we need a form. It's going to be on our index. And the form is going to live next to our mushroom. Container. And I guess we can just put a form here. Form, colors. The action is going to be, what is the action going to be? It's going to be to mushroom. And it's going to have two inputs. Name of BG color. Let's go ahead and get a label for this. For BG color. And that will be cap background. Let's see, how are you doing? Yeah, the power outage lasted from, so it was like 1:10 my time, and the power came back on around 6. It was just starting to get cold, so it wasn't too bad. So yeah, let's see, we got form action, class colors, label. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this in a label, and we'll make it look better later. And then we'll copy this and we'll make another one that's going to be cap spot color. And we'll call this FG color. I mean, we could, I suppose, call that spot color. That might be more descriptive, but we'll be okay. And then we need a button. Make my mushroom. Soapbox time. I don't know, cloud gaming last time, so board gaming. I don't know. I don't know if I have a soapbox about board gaming. I just like board gaming. Let's soapbox view here. Let's see if that worked. I have OBS up in the background. There we go. So board gaming is a great way of getting together with your friends and family and doing amazing things and having a good time. I am personally a fan of a lot of more complex, but not too complex board games. So things like Settlers of Catan. There's a game called King of Tokyo, which I'm a really big fan of. It's a dice rolling game. I don't get into the super complex stuff like Gloomhaven and what's the Arkham horror, stuff like that. I want my games to last an hour, maybe 30 minutes for certain types of games. Like King of Tokyo, I can get probably 2 King of Tokyo games in about an hour, and that feels really good. So yeah, I really enjoy board gaming. I like tabletop gaming. I like D&D, RPG, stuff like that. Um, yeah, no soapbox. I like board games. Even like we have a game for my son. He's 6 that we got called Aggravation, and it's like a super simple sounding game where you roll a die and you move your 4 marbles around. It looks kind of like a Chinese checkers board. It's a big star, and you have to get all the way around. But there's some interesting complexity to it where your marbles can't pass your own marbles. And so you have to decide like which marble to move at any given time. There's a center ring around it that lets you skip all the way around to get back. But there's some risk involved in going on it because everyone's trying to get on it. And if they land on you, then you get sent back to your home. And you can only get out of your home if you roll a 1 or 6. It's like Sorry-esque, but I feel like more complex, which I like a lot. Yeah, perfectly compatible for board game nights. Excellent. Yeah, they're the only downside to board games, right, is that you have to co-locate. I mean, there's some decent simulators out there, but I haven't found a lot that give me the same feeling as playing together in a room. So, yeah, soapbox redeemed, soapbox ended. Thanks for the redemption. And I do totally miss. I do enjoy co-op games actually. We have. Forgotten Island, Forgotten Desert, and then we also have Pandemic tucked away somewhere, but I haven't played that in forever. Not for the obvious reasons, but for time, right? It's a longer game. So yeah, I've got those and I enjoy those quite a bit. The Captain is Dead. That sounds interesting. Looking to port some favorite board games to the internet next year. I can't remember. There's a cool virtual tabletop website. It's really like janky UI, but works surprisingly well. It's called Q. I can't recommend it enough. Cool. Yeah. Let's hold on. Stream notes. So down below. No. Board games to check out. So we got The Captain is Dead. That's a new one that I haven't heard of. And we've got Q. Both of which I haven't heard of, but I do love board games. All right. So, mushroom complete. Let's get that form going. Submit my mushroom. Form is now down below. Let's take our container. Let's actually call it, I don't know, app container, because container is something I'm probably going to use to like set max widths and stuff like that. And again, not best practices here. App container, display, flex, gap, 1 rem. Oh no, didn't think that through. Didn't think that through at all. Justify content. Start. Good enough. Really difficult to come across in a fully translated English version. Koleka. Edition comes with a couple of manuals, including the translated to English. Nice. Let's add that to the list too. Oh, thank you for coming in with the Twitch. Oh, I thought I could just paste it with Shift, but no good. All right. So theoretically, this should go to our serverless route, and the serverless route won't work right now, but we'll get to that. So we can go like red and blue. Cool. BG color red, BG color blue. Perfect. Let's go ahead and make an include out of our... we could actually probably make this a macro. Let's just make it an include for right now. New file, mushroom.html. Put that there. And then inside of our content, we will call that includes mushrooms.html. Include mushroom.html. So we go back. That's still working fine. And now we can bring this over to our template, mushroom.html. Oh, naming conventions. This is going to be fun. Let's see. So we have some front matter, which we'll get to, and we will have the content of the page be that include. And that include's going to want some data behind it, but we'll get to that as well. So this will be permalink. It's going to be an object, and we can actually have this have a build path, which will be mushroom and a mushroom permalink of mushroom as well. That should be fun. Let's see. Oh, that link's gonna be fun for me right now. Oh, PDF. Goodness. Nice. Cool. Appreciate it. High quality scan. Let's see here. All right. So now we go here and we don't have a mushroom. Why don't we have a mushroom? Let's see. Save. Oh, we do have a mushroom, but we don't have any styles because we don't have a layout. Layout is going to be base.html. There we go. Perfect, perfect. Mushroom project, we have a mushroom on the page. Mac, there's a mushroom here. Done. Right? Not so much. We'll get it. There is a mushroom on the page, but now we're going to take these query parameters and we're going to adjust the color on them. We can actually do that here if we want to, but we're probably going to move it later on. Let's be bad and let's do that real fast. So the mushroom will have, this is where I'm going to turn off GitHub Copilot real fast. Shocking. We're going to set up a background color, and that background color is going to be the 11D serverless query BG color. Yeah, BG color. Right? I think that makes sense. I think that's what we want. And I thought I turned off GitHub Copilot. Hacksaws. I actually don't want to do that either one. I wish I could temporarily disable it. That'd be nice. Spot is going to have a background color of 11D serverless. Look, it wants it to be spot color, but we weren't that clever. Foreground color. Oh no! What? I chose mushroom as my name when I meant to choose cap. That's the first step. And let's get rid of, in our base, that spot border, because that's no good. Yeah, exactly. And you can even set up, what is it? You can actually make CSS nowadays a template itself now, I think, which is totally cool. Mushroom on shrooms is kind of where we're at. You're totally right, Mac. All right, so theoretically, I can change one of these values, and we get it. Cool. I mean, when you really think about that, that's just... yeah, but it was previously not able to do that. I think in 1.0 you can. I think it's a valid template type now. 11D CSS template. Yeah, okay, well, in the past, right, you could, basically all it needs is a permalink, right? And so you can actually do stuff like that, which is pretty cool. And you can actually use that to theoretically, you could set up some tags probably to do some, or some filters or something that to do minification. He's doing minification here, which is nice to inline things. But yeah. So yeah, some interesting things around that. Let's see. All right. So our corpulent mushroom can now accept, where's our form? Oh, we're at Mushroom. Our Mushroom should also have the form, right? The build page. So let's see. That's going to be, let's go ahead and abstract that out as well. Form.html. And let's grab that from our index. And that goes into form.html. And then we can include that in both places. So include form.html. And honestly, we're going to do the same thing on both pages, but that's okay. Because we might change things up per page. That might be premature optimization there, but that's where we're at right now. Okay, so we got the form on both pages. That is done. Okay, cool. So the next thing we can do is we can go ahead and generate the link, right? That's one of the things we need to do. We need to generate a link for sharing purposes and for using on-demand builders at our next step. So let's see. Can we? I'm curious now. Again, this is a data cascade question, actually, so maybe for you, Ben, but let's just see what happens. I want to, in my includes get generated awful early in the process, if I remember correctly, so this might not work, but let's say if, no, not end block. We want if this exists. Honestly, probably if 11D serverless exists is what we want, but I don't exactly know what we'll get out of that. If that exists, then we'll do a link, right? And if so, we'll create an anchor tag with an href that is /mushroom/ background color, foreground color is probably what I want. So 11D serverless query FG color / all that again, 11D serverless query BG color. Oh no, I did it backwards. And I misspelled some things. All right. You can use in your layouts. Well, we're in an include though, is where my worry is. But you're totally right. It should work, I'm pretty sure. With pink spots. Oh no, I didn't close my anchor tag. I didn't put any, I didn't do like anything that HTML would warrant here. Link to mushroom with, see, this is where I should assign this to a smaller variable, right? But with that color, spots, and this color, cap. Just care that you don't use the same layout for the non-serverless templates without first doing some serious null checking. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so we have a link, and this link won't work, but it's what we want, sort of, except for I do want those to be the other way around. Background first, foreground second. So we get that link. That link is that. Let's put a trailing slash, just because. All right. Now let's set up another one, which will be saved. Actually, let's mushroom saved like that. I think. This could blow up on us. We'll have to see. Haven't tried anything like that with 11D serverless, but we're gonna make another serverless initialization. This one is gonna be named saved. It's gonna have that, and then, oh no, we didn't change our get ignore to be ready for that. So all this again for our saved route. All right, spin it back up. All right, so now in theory, let's go into our index.js in that one. We're going to make a change to it for the saved version. So if you scroll down, all this you don't really have to worry about. You can add additional functionality in here. I have yet to find the absolute need for that. But you can see this is where it's generating that information. We're going to be using the path information off of this. But down here at the bottom, you can either do regular event handler here, or you can do the builder handler here. But we're going to need to install this as well. So new terminal real fast. npm. Let me get this installing and then we'll do trivia time. npm install at Netlify functions. All right, CSS fun fact. Ooh, thanks for the follow, Reneri. I appreciate it. So let's see. Did you know CSS can be used to style elements? Absolutely. That's a good one. I like that one. So one thing that I did earlier, right, and it's something relatively new in CSS. So if you're familiar with CSS Grid, you're familiar with the gap property. It was actually called grid gap when it got created. But they have since, and I think it's available in all browsers now, in all modern browsers, they've since made it available in Flex as well. Which is super handy. It's one of the big, I think, missing features from Flex when it came out. So you can use inside your Flex, you can say display Flex gap 1 rem, and it'll make a 1 rem internal margin to it, which is a super handy thing to have. I actually would reach for grid in instances that Flex was actually better for, just so I'd have gap. But now I've got it in everything. So Flex, Grid, multi-column all use that same property called gap in the exact same way, which is super handy. I like the fun in chat right now. But yeah, it used to be grid gap. Now it's just gap, and you can use it everywhere except for IE. But you can't use grid in IE anyway. So. All right, so let's see. Let's see what happens when we click this link. We haven't defined that yet, so we can do that. Oh no, clipping it, because why not? Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. So in our mushroom template, things you never thought you'd say, we need to define a new permalink that's going to be the saved permalink, and it will be /mushroom/saved. And then I think, and it's been a little bit, I think I can do my blobs here. So this will be BG color, FG color, if I recall correctly. And we'll see how this goes. Okay. Something's gone wrong here, but we've gotten something. So let's see what we're missing here. So the cap is missing its background color is failing there. It's because I'm using, okay, no, I know exactly what I need to do. So Reneri asked, why did your text boxes move? That's a good question. I don't know. Oh, because I'm doing some bad things in the CSS right now. This is currently a grid container that we're working in on this page, and I'm inserting a link onto it on a different page. And so the way grid's going to work is it's going to follow the source order and put that in. And if we look at my template, which is mushroom.html, which is an unfortunate name, you can see that after the mushroom, but before the form comes around, and actually, where is the form? Anyway, I'm inserting this link, and so it's changing the order on the page between those pages. I do need to clean that up. That's something that is important, but it's important for after we've gotten some things working here. All right, so this generates that link. That link then comes here, and we're breaking because we're using query instead of path, and we can fix that in one go by assigning the variable. So let's see, we'll assign BG color to 11D serverless query BG color, or I think this will work. Serverless path color. I think that's what I want. And I needed BG color. So instead of background color for the cap, instead of all of this nonsense, it becomes BG color, I think. Oh, breaking. Things are breaking. All right, let's take a look. Can't render the template because why? Illegal token? Are you telling me that Liquid and Nunjux are different on this? I think that's what you're telling me. So in our mushroom.html here, hopefully an easy fix, we'll change that to a Nunjux template and see what happens. Nope, still broken. That's not a super helpful error. I'm wondering if it's or that I want here, or if I actually use a set of pipes. Let's see, liquid assign with or. I suppose I can do a whole thing in here. Assign. Yeah, this is what it wants me to do in liquid. That's fine. That's fine. That's not a big deal. Oh, and I changed the thing in the wrong way anyway. We can change this back to HTML, and we change our. Let's see if this just works, because I swear I can do this in Nunjux. Hey Mac, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the clip there too. We'll see you next time. All right, can't do it in Nunjux either. That's fine. So we'll follow this. We're going to set. We don't want to do that. That's not the right thing. We're going to do an assign. Oh, there's capture. Yeah. I swear there's a better way of doing this. Anyway, we'll use capture, BG color, and then in here we'll do. There's a ternary in Nunjux, or ternary-ish. And look. This is actually something I have a blog post on. Let's see if it's on here. Using Nunjux if expression. Easier way could be with computer data. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Let's see. Where's my code? Why would I not just put the code so higher up? All right. This is... So we'll have it be... Let's see. You know, let's go ahead and let's do computed. We'll do computed in the front matter. Let's see. We have that be an object. It's got to be valid JSON. Hopefully this will be valid JSON once we get there. So this needs to be string. This will be a string, and it's going to be an object. And the object will contain these. And this needs to be a string as well. Mushroom is a string. Oh, this comes in too. And we'll need commas between all this. Comma, comma. And wonder why it looks like that. Anyway, so we don't need any of this, because you're right. Computer data would make more sense. And then we take an, what's it, 11D computed object. And while Copilot is really trying to help here, what we want is our BG color to be equal to, what is that? That's in data. Let's look up computed real fast. Okay, it can take a function. Do I have to use a function? Yeah. All right. So BG color will take a function that takes data, and then console log. What would it be? Data dot. Well, no, it wouldn't be in the data cascade at that point. I feel like it would still be in 11D.serverless. Let's restart because I feel like I've done enough stuff here. Done. Nope, don't install. npm start again. Okay, error. That's fine. What did I do wrong? 11D is not defined. Okay, so what is inside of our data? I feel like data is going to have 11D in it. Data.11D serverless query. That sounds right. Yeah, here's 11D. Okay. So data.11D serverless. All these, what do you call them? I can't think of the term for this anymore. Dot query dot bg color. I don't know why I'm doing this in the console log right now. We don't actually hopefully need that. Data 11D serverless query bg color. And you heard the number 11D. You heard right, Ben Holmes. Welcome. And hopefully we'll be doing some Slinkity stuff here before too much longer. But we're doing the 11D stuff first because I'm better at that, even though that's even questionable. Or data 11D serverless path bg color. That seems good. I wish I had syntax highlighting to know more for sure. Expected a semicolon. Well, why doesn't I actually don't need Slinkity to work with the 11D serverless, Ben. Don't worry. Slinkity is going to make my React front end to then go work with 11D serverless. You don't have to worry. We're progressively enhancing this. And now that I'm actually looking at it, we're probably not going to get to it today because we're an hour in and I've got about an hour and a half to play. I've done some bad deletions here. All right, let's try that. There we go. That's a little bit better. So theoretically, I should have access to BG color now inside of error. There we go. All right. And then this is going to be here. I say. Computed, and then shouldn't I be able to access that is that inside of something? Let's see, where's the actual template, Zach? Where's the template for me? How do I use this data is what I'm asking for now. And it's not in here. All right, let's do, let's get, do H1, and we'll do, let's see if I can get data out of it, and we'll also do BG color. Oh yeah, Ben, and you can do some more around that too with CSS in 11D. You can make CSS actually spit out or 11D actually spit out a CSS file using whatever templating you want at that point. However, something is not going right here. Do I access it with 11D computed? It's been so long since I've done this. I have a blog post that uses this. There it is, sort of. Sort of. Hold on 1 second. We'll be right back. What did I miss? All right. I definitely, this is not what I was expecting to get back. All right, let's go again to past Brian, because past Brian's had to deal with this. Let's see. Mix and match, right? Markdown, CSS in one collection. I had to do a lot of computed here, I think. All right. So we did 11 computed to make a title. How did we use that? Oh, come on, past me. That should just be a dynamic data. It should just be the variable. In this case, it will normalize our titles. Yeah. Okay. I think that's fine. I think something else is going wrong here. So, again, really missing my syntax highlighting here. Wrap this like that. Come down here. We'll return on this, and we will console log on data.11d.serverless. Undefined. All right. So data.11d. It does have serverless. So why is it not coming in? There it is. Okay. Oh, because it's in the path object. Ooh. Yeah, I wouldn't like that at build time. So yeah, we do need to protect with nullish coalescing. The word came to me. I don't know if anybody said that in chat or not, but it did come to me. Okay. So here it doesn't exist because it's just the build. And then here, when it loads that page, it gets those. So let's also console log query. And then when we hit it via the query, which is over here, we do in fact get what we expect there. Okay. So then theoretically, we should be returning these things if they exist. Okay, that's right. And then let's grab that one. Comes over to here. Uh-oh. Not sure why that happened that way, but that's fine. Dot path, question mark, BG color. Okay. So that means that BG color should then be available as a general variable on this page. But it's just not. What's actually rendering into, I don't want this. Oh, but it's not building, so it's harder for me to debug in that way. Okay, let's think about this. We have a mushroom, we have a form. The issue is getting this BG color. I'm setting BG color in my 11D computed. Is that the syntax 11D computed expects? Let's double check that. We're going to do it as JavaScript up here. JavaScript front matter. Let's see. So this should be coming in. Let's dump out page.data. No, can I just get it via data? Let's see, do we have a JSON filter in this? Oh, we're in Nunjuck, so we probably don't. Okay, that's frustrating. 11D serverless. What is that filter that I need? Is it JSON? No, but it would be in liquid. So we'll go back to liquid. Maybe not. Fine. All right. I feel like we're close to the initial minimum viable product here, but we're not there, and there's something going wrong. We're not returning properly, is my guess. So what if we just change this, grab all of this, and return blue, right? So no matter what, okay, so that works. So there's something going wrong with our if statement, pretty much. With our so let's. What if it's this, right? What if it's path BG color exists or white? Okay. So that works. And then, well, if it's that or query.bg color. Okay, that works. And now let's go back. And it appears to be working at this level. So I don't know where the issue was, to be perfectly honest. All right, let's try this again. Let's go blue background, light blue foreground. That works. And we go to this, and that works as well. Okay. I don't know where my issue was on that, but it's fixed. All right. So let's see. So instead of this, we're going to grab from our other template. grab this information. And on our mushroom, we'll say, you created a mushroom that looks like this. Okay, and then instead of these things, we need just BG color, and we'll need FG color when we get that, which we don't have yet. Why you no work. It's working in one spot. We're getting the blue keyword there for the background color. Oh, because it's camel case. Okay, blue cap. And why don't we span color style equals color. That's a bad idea. That's going to create some accessibility issues. We'll do a swatch maybe as a stretch goal. And we also need a foreground color, which we'll set in our 11e computed as well. Basically take all of this and change out some stuff here. We don't need, actually, we don't need any of the console logs anymore because we figured that out. Don't need that. Do need a comma. Okay. And these will be FG color instead of BG color on both. Light blue spots, blue cap. All right. Then we'll have like a share with your friends. Share this with your friends. And I see this is where we would need to have the site URL. And we could set that, but I'm not in the mood to set that right now. So we'll just say anchor. And let's see. While we're here, can we do this URL? We don't want URL. We want share path maybe, and data. And this would be a string that is data.bg color and slash FG color. Does that work? Oh, doesn't like that. Because it's probably not set yet at that point. That's fine. Oh, I need a comma. Otherwise, it's not valid JavaScript. I think it likes that better. Yeah. Okay, so then we can add that here, which is share path. And share path. We have two H1s now, which is a problem, but that's probably something that we want to take care of in a different way. All right, so let's do a new one. Let's do some hex values and see if that breaks things. FE, and something like that. Yes, it does in fact break things. All right, well, yeah, that's saying that's the default. Maybe that's just the actual color that it is. Okay, well, I also didn't do valid hex, so what would it need to be? One more? There we go. So if we did foreground color, all right, bad things are happening. E3 2 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, that does work. Hex values are working. Doesn't seem like we need to do much protection around that in that case, but does the URL work? Definitely doesn't need to be at the query path. Okay. How do I get rid of a query? I guess I can't get rid of that query path. Wait, where's my slash? Did I not put a slash on it? Mushroom.html. This mushroom.html. Yes, it needs a slash here. I mean, I could put that slash up here, right? That would make more sense. All right, that broke though. Why did that break? Interesting. Interesting. Oh, because the URL is not right. That's right. So that would need to be, the share path is / mushroom saved. That's the share path. Get back to the query parameters. There we go. Blue and blue. Cannot get mushroom saved. And I need one at the end. Uh-oh. Mushroom saved. Again, let's test. Okay, so red works, but hex does not. CCC 333. Okay. What that need to be? I need to escape the pound on that. Colors are terrible. Okay, that works. That almost works. Why is my foreground color not working though? Path foreground color, query foreground color, blue spots and red cap. So I haven't changed out this. There we go. This becomes FG color. Okay. So this works for some things, but not everything. Where's my base real fast? Max width. 60 pixels and width, 98 VW. And then put all this in there. So I'm trying to get something to at least ship by the end of this. So I saved that in. I need to go back to my base. And let's put that around the content, around everything, I think, for now. Container. You can come back there, that's fine. Let's center it. Margin 0 auto. Okay. And then just get what's it called? Open props. I want none of those things. I want the CDN version for now. those in. A lot of H's that we don't need, so let's fix that. So this will be, actually, what do we want to do here? We want to, maybe on the index page, we'll bring our H1 and H2 from base, because I don't know why I've got base here for now. And then we'll allow for that to happen at the template layer. And that's good there. Ooh, the forms have had some things happen with that reset. Let's go ahead and figure out what's going on with the forms and open props. Maybe input. All right, well, let us see here. So our inputs, everything's in base still, need to bring that out. Input is going to have box, shadow, var, shadow 2, maybe shadow 3. That might make things a little better. Kinda. And then just for the sake of speed, that's fine. Definitely don't like shadows for that. So border. Do we have borders that I can use in open props? I don't know, something like that, sure. And border radius as radius 2. See what this does. Well, so border color, we want this to be 1 pixel. Oops. Solid. And we'll just make it dark for now. And let's get a button style going that's a little better. I click you. All right. I think this is all probably fine. So button. Again, better ways of handling a lot of this. Let's see what we get out of that. Good enough. All right, so let's buy something. All right. Off screen, I'm going to go to domains.google.com and pick up corpulent mushrooms. Get new domain, corpulentmushrooms.com. I guess there's really nothing that I'm showing here that would be bad, but corpulentmushrooms.com is still available. We'll buy it. No renewal, because that's how I roll. And let's go ahead and get this into GitHub. Git commit, huge initial release. Multitasking, buying things on one screen, getting things into a repository in another one. corpulentmushrooms.com. All right, add the origin, push to the origin. All right, we need to set DNS servers, and we need to Netlify init. Create and configure a new site. In my team, corpulent mushrooms. Okay. Yeah. Yep, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Deploy key added. Okay, so let's go to the admin for that. Let's make sure we have our code up. We do. The first deploy is running in Netlify. Functions are added. Excellent news. Still running. All right, let's see. Site settings. All right, we want new, was it Netlify DNS servers? Where are the servers? I guess I can come in here, right? Site details, domain management, add a custom domain, corpulentmushrooms.com. Add the domain. And we need to go and add that's not what I want to do. I want DNS records. Why do I always have so much trouble finding this? Just want the things I can copy and paste. Custom domains. Where are your name servers, Netlify? I've usually found them faster than this. All right, I've got this information available somewhere. So let's go to all my sites. Oh, actually, it'd be over here, right? It'd be in my DNS settings for my domain. For a different domain. Let's go here. Custom name servers. There it is. That shouldn't have been as hard as it was, so I apologize for how long that took. Corpulent mushrooms. And we want to change the DNS servers. Let's see. Name servers. Custom name servers. Name server 1, name server 2. These are just DNS1, DNS2, DNS3, and DNS4. All right. That'll take some time, but at least it's working towards it. And we have a domain. Oh, well, I don't. Yes, Netlify. Thank you for trying for me there. I know it's not quite there yet. Domain management. Let's go to this one. There it is. So we'll go blue, light blue. Uh-oh. JSON.filter is not a function. All right, well, what if we did red, blue with a slash, trailing slash? Oh, that was also mushroom saved. Okay, so there's an error happening in there. Good to know. In our functions. Let's see. Ooh, lots of red. Lots of red. That can't be good. Unexpected token dot. Okay. Having trouble reading. Do I have an errant dot in what file did that say? Front matter from template mushroom.html. Find /mushroom. No. Now I'm very confused. Okay, here's our 11D. Unexpected token period. All right, so we can do this locally. Let's run npm run build. Okay, so 11D doesn't have any issues locally. Let's check our package.json, make sure we have good version is, oh, we need, maybe we need a better version of Node. Let's see. Let's look up Netlify. So it doesn't like that one. Let's look at the other function, see if it's the same error. Yeah, I'm thinking that's the case. Yeah, I ran into it when I was using Slinkity. I didn't think it would hit me here though, but I can set an environment variable to do that. Build and deploy environment variables and Netlify node environment variable. Node version. That's here. And I think I can just say 14. Oh, that's nice. It hides it. No, I don't need to save that. Thank you, though. And let's trigger a build again. I do have to go here in a minute. I do want this to be working live, though. I'm disappointed that it's not. All right, successfully installed node 14.18.2. Better. Just so y'all know, so I'll do probably 2 more streams next week about this, maybe 1 more, and I'm hoping to get another thing done, but honestly, I want this to be better than it currently is. So we'll at least do 1 more based on this. All right, deploys. Yeah, DNS hasn't propagated yet. Okay. Deploys out. Green, light green? No, not a function. Well, unfortunately, we're probably going to have to leave it not working. And that's just not what I want. I wonder if it didn't... I wonder if it cached the functions? clear cache and deploy site. Let's try that. Last thing before we go. But just so we can prove that it's working, right? Let's just prove real fast. Red, green, Christmas mushroom. Saved Christmas mushroom. Okay. Deploying again, packaging functions. Post-processing's done. Okay. Let's go. Let's do the preview. Let's do the preview. Oh no. All right. Hard refresh. Well, as disappointing as it is, this might be where we have to leave it. Yeah, I gotta debug that and figure out what's going on there. Let's just look up that error real fast. Postman, no. Yeah, yep. We'll debug that. We'll come back to it next week. Well, I'll have that working next week to kind of pursue this a little bit more, so we can do some more front-endy stuff. Again, probably get Slinkity involved and do a React component to do some live changing on that. Probably also change out the string input to a color input. I think that'd be really nice. And do some UX improvements to it, and then improve the design a little bit. I'm all blurry. But yeah, I think that's where we'll get next week. Again, it's working locally, works on my machine. That's good enough, right? But yeah, definitely not ready to submit into Dusty.domains quite yet. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, y'all. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see if there's anybody available to raid right now that I follow. And we can do that. Oh, Jason Langsdorff is doing. So maybe we'll head over to his stream. Let me set that up here. And we'll see you next time around. Thanks, y'all.